You've heard it before, but let me ask you again, what do you want out of life? Not what you're settling for, but what do you truly want? You see, most people go through life drifting. They follow the current of circumstances, never truly deciding where they want to go. But what if I told you that you have the power to design your dream life? To choose, create, and build exactly what you desire. The truth is, your future isn't something that happens to you. It's something that you create. And if you're not creating, then by default, you're accepting whatever comes your way. But it doesn't have to be that way. You have the power. You have the ability to design the life you dream of. But you must first make the decision to do it. Your life is not a random series of events. It is the result of decisions, of actions, a focus, of design. So today, let's take a step back and ask yourself, what do you truly want? And more importantly, what are you willing to do to make it happen? We often hear people say, dream big, but what does that really mean? How big is big? And why do so many people seem to settle for less than what they could truly achieve? Here's the first truth you need to understand. The size of your dream is directly connected to the size of your life. Most people are afraid to dream big because they fear failure. They say, what if I dream too big and don't reach it? The truth is, you're already failing if you're not dreaming big enough to stretch beyond what you think is possible. If you settle for the small, comfortable dreams, dreams that don't push you to grow, you'll never experience the greatness that's waiting for you. You'll stay stuck in the ordinary, stuck in the cycle of mediocrity. But when you dream big, something extraordinary happens. You begin to see opportunities that were hidden before. Your vision expands, and so does your world. You'll find the courage to take steps toward goals that once seemed impossible. But it all starts with your willingness to dream big, to believe that you deserve more, that you are capable of more. If you surround yourself with small thinkers, you'll start thinking small too. But if you choose to surround yourself with big thinkers, people who stretch their boundaries and refuse to settle, then you'll start to do the same. The key to breaking limits isn't about being unrealistic. It's about recognizing that the only limits you face are the ones you place on yourself. You are capable of far more than you think. But you'll never reach that potential until you decide to break the invisible boundaries you've built around yourself. Think about your goals for a moment. Are they big enough? Are they audacious enough? If you're not a little bit scared of what you're aiming for, then you're not dreaming big enough. It's time to break free from the chains of self-doubt. Don't let your circumstances define your potential. If you've been told that you can't do something, or that your dreams are impossible, let that be the fuel that ignites your fire. Dreaming big doesn't mean you're being unrealistic. It means you're daring to envision a future that is worthy of you. It means you're willing to step outside your comfort zone, to risk failure, to risk rejection, because you understand that in the end, the biggest risk is not taking any risk at all. So, the question is, what are you waiting for? What's stopping you from dreaming bigger than you ever have before? You have the ability to design a life that most people would only dare to dream about. But first, you must dream big and break the limits that have been holding you back. Now that you've dared to dream big, let's talk about something just as important: goals. Because a dream without a goal is just a wish. And wishes are scattered. They float. They have no power. But goals are dreams with a plan. Goals are dreams in motion. If you don't design your own life plan, I once said, chances are you'll fall into someone else's plan. And guess what they have planned for you? Not much. That's the truth. You see, your goals are the blueprint for the life you want to live. They're the map, the structure, the direction. And without them, you wander. Now let me ask you, do you have your goals written down? Not just in your head, but on paper? Goals must be written. A goal that's not written is just a dream. And a dream that's not backed by discipline stays only in your mind. then write them down. Every day if you have to. Remind yourself of where you're going. Remind yourself of why you're going there. And make sure your goals are specific. Don't just say, I want to be successful. What does that mean? What does that look like? Define it. Set a deadline. Because vague goals lead to vague results. A goal is like a seed. Plant it deep, water it with action, feed it with belief, and then watch it grow. And let me tell you, goals will pull you. They'll pull you toward your dream life. You won't have to push as much when your vision is clear. When your purpose is strong, it creates a kind of gravity. But goals don't work unless you do. You'll need to break your big dream down into smaller steps, bite-sized goals, daily disciplines. You don't climb the mountain in one leap. You take it one step, one handhold, one breath at a time. And here's something most people don't realize. Setting a goal isn't just about achieving it. It's about what the goal makes of you. It's about who you become in the process. The greatest value in life is not what you get. The greatest value is what you become. When you set a goal to double your income, to get fit, to build your dream business, you're not just aiming for a result, you're signing up for a transformation. And that's the real gift. But remember, these goals are not meant to stay the same. Life changes. You grow, your circumstances evolve. Your goals must evolve too. Review them, revise them, adjust the sails, but never forget the destination. And don't forget to celebrate. Celebrate the small victories. Every time you hit a milestone, acknowledge it. That's how you build confidence. That's how you create momentum. So let me ask you today, what are your goals? Do they reflect the life you want to build? Or the life you've been conditioned to accept? Because if your goals don't light you up, they won't carry you through the tough days. You need goals that ignite something deep within you. Goals that demand more of you. Goals that stretch you. Goals that pull you into the person you were meant to become. You're not here to wander. You're here to build. So build with vision. Build with clarity. Build with goals that guide you toward the life you've imagined. Because designing your dream life begins with setting the blueprint. And the blueprint is your goals. Now that you've dreamed big, now that you've set the goals, let me tell you what comes next. Learning. Because even the biggest dreams wither without the water of knowledge. And goals, no matter how clear, will fade if you don't grow into the kind of person who can carry them. Let me say it like this. You can't have more unless you become more. That was one of the biggest lessons of my life. You see, life doesn't give you what you want. It gives you what you are prepared for. And preparation begins with learning. If someone hands you $1 million, you'd better hurry up and become a millionaire. Why? Because if you don't, you're going to lose it. The money will shrink back down to match your level of development. So what's the solution? Keep learning. Every day, every year. Make it a part of your routine. Not just something you do when life forces your hand. Now, when people hear the word learning, they often think of classrooms, textbooks, grades. But that's not what I'm talking about. That's formal education. That's good. It can make you a living. But self-education, now that can make you a fortune. Because it's not about degrees. It's about decisions. The decision to pick up a book instead of your phone. The decision to listen to wisdom instead of noise. The decision to grow yourself. No matter what stage of life you're in. Miss a meal if you have to, but don't miss a book. That's what I used to say. Because when I started learning, really learning, my entire life changed. And it wasn't overnight. No, it was slow, quiet, but powerful. One idea at a time, one strategy at a time, one mindset shift at a time. Because ideas are like seeds. And when they land in a ready mind, they grow. You read a book on goal setting, and suddenly your focus sharpens. You listen to a lecture on discipline, and now you wake up earlier. You study the habits of successful people, and you begin to build your own. That's the power of learning. It starts small, but it leads to transformation. And let me tell you something else. The dream demands it. Big dreams require a bigger you. And that bigger version of yourself is only found through intentional growth. Let me ask you, are you reading every day? Are you listening to something that challenges you? Are you taking notes from the mentors around you? In books, in videos, in life? If not, why not? If you're serious about designing your dream life, then you must be serious about the tools it takes to build it. And the number one tool is your mind. You've got to sharpen it, stretch it, feed it, because your mind is the workshop for your future. If you neglect the mind, you risk sabotaging the dream. You wouldn't build a mansion with rusty tools. Don't try to build your dream life with outdated thinking. Upgrade. Learn. Refine. And here's another thing I want you to remember: learning is humbling. It keeps you grounded. It reminds you that there's always more. Always someone smarter, more experienced, more advanced. And that's not discouraging. That's inspiring. Because if someone else can learn their way to success, so can you. You just have to commit, not for a day, not for a month, but for life. Be a student for life. Learn from books. Learn from people. Learn from failures. Yes, even failure is a teacher. And sometimes it's the best one. Because when you fail, you see the gaps. And when you learn, you fill them. Don't let a day go by without learning something that moves you forward. Don't let comfort rob you of growth. And don't wait until life forces you to learn the hard way. Because the future belongs to the learners, to the readers, to the thinkers, to the students who never stop becoming. If you want to better your dream, you've got to better yourself. And the only way to do that is to keep learning. If you want your life to change, you must change. If you want more, you must become more. You see, life doesn't get better by chance. It gets better by change. And change begins with you. Now let's talk about transformation. It's not just about doing more. It's about becoming more aware, more disciplined, more valuable. You can't walk into a better life carrying yesterday's mindset. You can't step into a brighter future with the same old habits. Here's the truth. For things to change, you have to change. For things to get better, you have to get better. That was one of the most important philosophies I ever adopted. Not if the economy changes. Not if my boss treats me better. Not if the government fixes things. No, if I change. Because if I grow, everything around me begins to shift. That's the secret. The magic isn't out there. The magic is in here, inside you. Personal growth is the bridge between who you are and who you could become. And your dream life, it exists on the other side of that bridge. Now here's what's interesting. Growth is uncomfortable. It stretches you. It challenges your beliefs. It demands your time. But let me ask you, what's more uncomfortable? Staying the same for the next 5 years? Or pushing yourself today so you can have something better tomorrow? Because you're always trading something. Time or comfort, security or expansion, fear or faith, you've got to choose. But I recommend you choose growth. Why? Because growth brings rewards that comfort never will. More confidence, more clarity, more peace of mind. You see, success is attracted by the person you become, not by what you chase, not by what you wish for. It's about who you are and who you're becoming. So how do you start? Start small, but start deliberately. Read that book. Practice that discipline. Say no to that distraction. Say yes to the habit that sharpens you. Personal transformation doesn't happen in one day, but it does happen daily, one decision at a time, one choice, one routine, one mindset shift. And let me tell you something powerful. When you grow, your relationships change. Your income changes. Your energy changes. Your life changes. Because you're not the same person showing up. You're better. You're wiser. You're stronger. And you don't just attract success, you earn it. Here's what I believe. We are all capable of reinvention. You don't have to stay who you were, not even for another day. That's the miracle of life, the ability to evolve. You cannot change your destination overnight, but you can change your direction. So maybe today is that day, the day you stop waiting, Stop blaming. Stop hoping that things will just somehow improve on their own. And instead, you start growing. Start becoming. Because the dream life isn't just something you design on paper. It's something you build with your character, with your mind, with your daily disciplines. The dream is real, but the path is personal growth. So my advice, take it seriously. Get on the path and stay on it. Because the best version of you, the one with the courage, the wisdom, the skill to live the life you imagine, is waiting. And you're only one decision away from meeting them. Now, let me tell you something. Success is not about speed. It's about steadiness. You see, in today's world, we are conditioned to want things quickly. We want fast results, instant gratification. But I've learned something profound. Success doesn't happen overnight. You can't rush growth. You can't force transformation. You have to be patient. You have to persist. I know it's hard. I know you're eager. I know you want to see the results of all your hard work right now. But here's the truth. Success is the progressive realization of a worthy ideal. It's a process, a journey, not a race. Let's talk about patience for a moment. Patience isn't about sitting around and waiting for things to happen. No, it's about being consistent while you wait. It's about staying on track, day after day, no matter how long it takes. You see, most people start something with excitement, enthusiasm, and energy. But when they don't see results immediately, they quit. That's the problem. Patience is the key to keeping that momentum alive. Patience is not about doing nothing. It's about doing something every day, even when the progress seems small. Let me tell you a story about patience that I'll never forget. Years ago, I decided to start investing in personal development. But the beginning was tough. I didn't see immediate results. I would read, I would learn, I would implement. And yet, it seemed like nothing was changing. For months, it felt like I was putting in effort without any reward. But then, something magical happened. I started to see the fruits of my labor. I wasn't the same person anymore. I was thinking differently, acting differently, and making better decisions. The key: I stayed patient. I kept doing the work. And little by little, I began to see progress. All good things come to those who wait, but only what's left by those who hustle. This is where persistence comes in. Persistence is the ability to keep moving forward when you want to give up. Persistence is showing up every day, even when you don't feel like it. Persistence is the force that keeps you going after the initial excitement fades. Now, let me be clear. Persistence doesn't mean you keep doing the wrong thing over and over. It means you keep improving. You learn. You adjust. You keep refining your approach until you find the right one. But most importantly, you never stop. Because every small action you take today is one step closer to the life you've envisioned. Let me tell you another thing about persistence. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be consistent. Some of the most successful people I know, they weren't the smartest. They weren't the fastest. They just kept going. They took the hits. They dealt with the disappointments. But they kept going, and that's why they made it. Because they didn't stop. They didn't give up. Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines practiced every day. It's not one big effort. It's not one big leap. It's the little steps taken consistently that lead to massive success over time. But there's something you must understand. The road to your dream life is not always going to be easy. There will be obstacles. There will be doubts. There will be days when you want to quit. But here's where patience and persistence meet. You've got to learn to embrace the struggle. It's part of the process. And let me remind you of something important. The path to greatness is never a straight line. There will be detours. There will be setbacks. But if you keep walking, if you keep pushing forward with patience and persistence, you'll reach the destination. The greatest reward is not in the destination itself. It's in the becoming. Because when you stay patient and persistent, you don't just achieve your goals. You become the person who is worthy of those goals. If you're going through a tough time right now, if progress feels slow, remember this: it's not the obstacles that will stop you. It's whether you keep going or you stop. You have the power to keep moving forward. You have the strength to persist. And when you combine that with patience, the ability to stay the course, you will see your dream life unfold before your eyes. The only question is, will you keep going? As we wrap up, let me remind you of one simple truth. Your dream life is not out of reach. It's waiting for you on the other side of your daily decisions, on the other side of your growth, your perseverance, and your commitment. The path is clear. The road may be long, but it's worth every step. And it all begins with you. Your choices, your mindset, and your willingness to become the person who deserves that dream. Now, remember this: your dreams are never too big. You are never too small. But the power to transform your life rests in your hands. It rests in your ability to keep going, no matter how tough it gets. So, take one more step today. Take one more action toward your goals. Because the journey doesn't end here. It continues with every choice you make. You are designing your dream life, one decision at a time. And when you look back at this moment, you'll realize something profound. The only thing standing between you and your dream life is the person you're becoming. So keep dreaming big, keep taking action, and keep becoming more. You have what it takes. The best is yet to come.